Hello friends and welcome back. My name is Tatum and this is Tatum Marie Yoga, and today we are coming into a forward fold. So this is just accessibility, variations, and injury prevention today. Today I just have some blocks, so grab some blocks if you'd like to use them, and I will see you on the mat. So one of the most common things that we have here is people getting injured in forward folding. And that's really like a lot of low back injury, a lot of low back stuff. Maybe they already hurt themselves at home doing some project and are not able to forward fold. So an example of this would be legs stick straight and hands looking like this, like Frankenstein. That's fine if that feels okay with you. But that doesn't feel okay with me, and especially my low back and especially my shoulders. So some of the key things to remember here is bend through your knees. The point of a forward fold is to lengthen through your spine and use props. So again, coming back to this thing of people being afraid to use props don't make you less of a yogi. Let's find something that feels good in your body and focus less on how things look and focus on how they feel. So in our forward fold, I like to have my feet hip width distance or wider. And I'm gonna bring my hands to my hips, and you can go ahead and follow me here. So my hands are on my hips. I'm gonna inhale, lift through my heart, soften through my knees, and exhale, I'm gonna hinge from my hips. So I'm leading with my heart here. Hips are sending back behind me, and I'm gonna take an even deeper bend in my knees. Hands can come down towards the earth, and this is my forward fold. Deep bend in my knees, relaxing my hamstrings. This doesn't feel like a terrible stretch. And then I'm going to lengthen through my spine. So my hips are ascending high, my belly is working towards my thighs or on my thighs, and my gaze is right back behind me at the end of my mat. So this is one thing I even have a lot of issues with in my personal practice, is that I look directly down at the floor. I don't know if this is just a human thing. We're bracing ourselves to figure out what's coming next, but we look directly down at the floor, and this creates that kink in our neck that doesn't feel good. So let's try to take our gaze back behind us to the end of our mat, and that'll extend and lengthen through our neck and in our spine, so the top of our head is trying to reach towards the floor. With every exhale, you feel your spine lengthening a little bit more to the floor. And when you're ready to come up, rather than lifting up like Frankenstein, let's gently roll ourselves up, soften, deepen as much as you can through your knees, and your chin is the last thing to come up. So this will help you out a lot better. So I know that this really looks great, legs back behind us, and when we come up, it looks really great when we lift all the way up with a flat back, but it doesn't always feel great. And when we're here with our legs stick straight, we take all of our weight into our heels, so there's no weight in our toes. Our knees are hyperextending backwards, which can lead to injury, and our hamstrings probably feel terrible. So again, just a few things to remember. Soften through your knees, lengthen through your spine, drop your head back. Those probably changed from the first ones, but here we are. So again, feet are hip width distance or wider. I don't like cueing, feet touching, big toes touching, or my heels touching, because that's not a natural stance and it's not a wide enough foundation, especially when we're hinging forward. So you're always welcome to come in to hip width distance. So it's 2 fists if you need a visual. Now for our blocks. Blocks are great in our forward fold. So line them up with your feet, and then in between your toes and the block, there should be about your foot's length, or 1 foot length away from your toes. Whatever, that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. All right. So we're going to inhale, lift up again, soften through your knees, reach through your chest, and then exhale, hinge from your hips, lead with your heart. Slowly come forward, bring your hands to the block. This will keep your chest lifted. You can even lengthen your arms if you don't feel comfortable coming all the way forward. Now, again, softening through your knees. Let's build from the ground up. Feet are firmly planted onto the mat. Weight is evenly distributed through all points in our feet. So through our toes and our heel. Hips are lifting high to the sky. And our spine is lengthening as we take our gaze behind us. Now, if this doesn't feel good, again, you can straighten your hands here, lengthen through your spine, and just take your gaze down to the floor. So that way your spine is still lengthening and you don't have that kink in your neck as you gaze forward in front of your mat. Just take your gaze right in between your blocks here. Belly button is pulling towards your spine so you can protect your low back and come back to your knees. Bend through your knees, send your hips behind you. Relax your fingertips, and you can draw your shoulders down away from your ears. And this is a perfectly fine forward fold. You can even take this variation with a chair or on the wall. So just placing your hands on the wall or on a chair that's lifted a little bit higher to keep your chest lifted and your breathing normal and fluid if that doesn't feel best. Another thing that I like to cue in class is to bring a little bit of the weight into the balls of your feet once you start feeling comfortable in your forwards fold. So that will give you a nice long stretch down your hamstrings without straightening your legs right back behind you into an hyperextension. So you're working a little bit harder when your knees are bent instead of relying on your joints, you know, really just hinging back and holding you here. So you're actually working your legs really hard, engaging your muscles. And then once you begin to roll your weight to the balls of your feet, so your heels are the gas, toes are the brakes, you can feel a deep, long stretch down the back sides of your legs without having to get them stick straight. And that's a little bit healthier for you in your forward fold. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention your arms. It doesn't matter where they are. As long as it feels the best to you. You can have them dangling, you can grab opposite elbows, you can have them behind your back, you can have them slipped underneath your feet. But if they don't touch the ground, I'd recommend a block just so they have a little bit of earth underneath them if you feel really uncomfortable through your shoulders. So again, you always have options, you always have variations, and you decide what feels best in your body. Take whatever you'd like, put it into your toolkit and apply it in your own class and in your own practice. Anyway, you guys, it's always an honor, and I will see you next time. If you like this class, or if you like these variations, or if you want to see a certain variation of a pose, leave me a comment below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. These are all on the blog at tateandmarieyoga.com. So if you'd like, go check it out. And as always, please consider to like and subscribe to support free yoga. It really helps me out. And again, I will see you next time. Namaste.